You're listening to the Whip Appeal Show hosted by MistressCandy69 from the BDSM Alive Radio Network. Well, hello in Radioland. Yes, today is Thursday, not Friday, but there's a good reason why MistressCandy69 is not doing her show live tomorrow night. I will be in New Jersey actually this tomorrow night around this time. I will be in Dingbatz bar with my friends. We are going to Dingbatz for That Metal show, which is hosted by Don Jameson, Jim Florentine, and Eddie Trunk. Now, it's been a couple of years since I've seen the three of them, so I'm actually looking forward to going, and believe it or not, some of Mistress's other Jersey friends are going to meet with her there too. So I'm very happy I'm going to see all you guys and gals tomorrow night, and it's going to be a fun evening. So I'm going to go and hang out with my friends and watch some really cool bands that were picked by the three of them from That Metal show, and see what their thought about these bands are. Plus, it's a great night. It's going to be a great night. It's a couple of days before Christmas. It's always their Christmas That Metal show. And, of course, Mistress is going to be wearing a red velvet dress with white boots. And you have to excuse me. I have a little bit of a nasal allergy going on. I was at work today, and I kind of inhaled something I shouldn't have, like some acrylic powder, and I've been having like allergy ever since it happened. So I'm definitely not sick. It's only in one nostril. That's how I know. And I've been sneezing a lot too. So whenever I inhale something that's kind of funky, I start to sneeze. So I may be sneezing off and on throughout the show. I may be like trying to clear my nose or whatever. So, but I do want to say this. What an interesting year it has been for Mistress, okay? I have to say, this past summer, and actually this time last year was not a good time for me. I wasn't doing the show. I was going through a lot of bullshit with an ex at the time, living in the same house with that person who was tormenting me. Then having surgery a couple of months later. First having the intense pain with the initial severance of the spinal injury that I had. Not an injury, but what had happened. My disc collapsed, all from just turning my head back in January. So January, February, March, April, it was like 3-4 months I was on pain pills, and then I ended up having to have the surgery done. And I was being harassed chronically by this asshole that I was living with, who was like abusing me. So my year from last October, right after Exotica, till about a few months ago, was pretty awful, okay? Not a few months ago, probably April, May, June, July, August. So I lived in the house for a whole year and a half with this person, almost 2 years, and was awful from the beginning to the end. I'm glad I'm out of that situation. I didn't do the show for a few months, went back to doing the show back in March, and I have to say, even though I've been doing kind of consecutive shows, even though I took some time off for surgeries and moving and all this other stuff, I want to thank my loyal fans and followers who have been listening to the show religiously, who have been telling me that my new show is way better than the old shows that I had, but thank you very, very much for that. And, I do want to say that I want to thank everybody's input about the new show, about the Whip Appeal show. Because, here I am trying to keep it old BDSM type show into kink, fetishes. I answer questions. People send me emails, kind of like a Dear Mistress column. As prior shows, when I had a co-host, the show was all over the fucking place. Because the co-host was trying to overtalk me every chance he got, so it was kind of annoying. Now I'm just want to say 2023 is going to be a brand new era of the Whip Appeal show. It's actually going to become season 2, believe it or not. So what I may end up doing is doing a show today for tomorrow, for actually Friday the 23rd, even though now it's saying it's live for the 23rd. I'm just doing it as such. This way it's already on there and I don't have to change it for tomorrow because I'll probably forget. Doing the show, I want to have a brand new season. Hopefully Rita Daniels will be joining the network soon. She's also recovering from spinal surgery, same as me, but she had more than I had done, so she's going to be in a little bit more recovery than I am. Mistress Black Velvet comes on occasion when she can. She's got a lot of medical stuff herself going on at the moment. And I'm still looking to incorporate new people on the network. So if you're listening to the show tonight and you would like to start your own podcast, whether it's about sex, politics, marijuana, video games, whatever you're into, if you're interested in sharing or being on my network, I pretty much allow all kinds of stuff, although I would try to keep it, BDSM and kink type material, and porn for that matter. It would be cool to kind of get some regular type of people. Not regular, not to say that I'm a bad person, but, kind of mainstream people who are kind of not so vanilla, if you catch my drift, who are into different types of things. You could do whatever you wanted, per se, but I guess I'm trying to keep it, within the kinky realm. So if you want to come on the show as a dom and talk about your video game fetish, be my guest. In that nature. But yeah, this season 2 is probably going to start end of January. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, right after New Year's, I'm going to take a couple of weeks off, and then I'm going to start a new season in probably at the end of January. So I'm going to take a month off or so. So actually tonight is going to be the last show until the end of next month, which is the new year, which is 2023. So tonight's show is going to be the last show of this season. Okay, so tonight ends season 1 of the Whip Appeal show, and I'd like to do it in seasons and try something new. This way people who are listening can find, oh, that was in season 1. Season 2, basically, I always have so much to talk about, and I want to have more guests and callers call in, which I've been having. The last show that I did last Friday had 2 live callers. Submissive Daisy from Vegas called in, and Randy, who was one of Mistress's longtime fans for the past, 12, 13 years, maybe even 14 years now. Always likes to call in and be a good guest on the show, and it's kind of funny. Randy has been listening to me on the airwaves for the past, I'd say 9-10 years or so, something like that. And out of everyone who used to be on all these networks with us, it's amazing that Randy still finds me and still calls into my show. So Randy, if you're listening to the show tonight, thank you very much for being a loyal fan and follower, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and spanks and kisses from Mistress. So, I don't know, I try to keep the show simple. I try to answer some questions and answers, which I'm going to do tonight a little bit, because I don't think anybody knows I'm doing the show tonight for tomorrow. So you can't call in. You could try, but I don't have the phone lines turned on, I don't think. So you'd be calling in actually technically tomorrow night, which is Friday night, which is the night you're probably going to be listening to the show, and then realize that it was pre-recorded or recorded live the night before. So next Friday is the day before New Year's Eve, and Mistress has a lot of things to do. I'm actually having my friends help me kind of go to my storage and kind of empty it and bring it all back to where I live now. So I have to do that. That's another reason why I'm not going to be doing the show next weekend. I have a lot of stuff to do, and plus it is New Year's, and I have a lot of friends and family to visit, and of course I want to ring in the new year with my boyfriend and spend New Year's Eve with him and look forward to 2023. And it'll be a really good year for me. I'm actually looking forward to the new year. I'm pretty happy in my life. I have a great job. I work with great people. My family is great. My boyfriend is phenomenal. I'm totally in love with him. He is an amazing, caring, wonderful guy, and honestly, I thought I would never ever find somebody like this in my entire life. And I'm not just saying that, it's the ultimate truth. I was married prior to, my ex-co-host, and those two relationships were honestly the worst relationships I've ever had in my life. One was worse than the other. I'm not going to say what order, but they were both pretty obnoxious and bad and violent. But when I met this new fella, I thought it was too good to be true. And then honestly, I've been with him about a little over 3 months now, and he is amazing. So if you're listening to the show tonight, darling, just know that, every day I wake up, I think about you all the time, and I'm very happy that you're all mine. I mean, this dude wanted monogamy from the beginning. He's completely straight. He doesn't cross-dress. He doesn't wear panties. He is a manly man, and oh my God, Mistress is very thrilled. Now, granted, I don't really have a problem with cross-dresses, although I have to say, after my last experience with the past few that I've had in my life, I think it's time that Mistress kind of stems away from them a little bit, like for pro-dom sessions and in-person stuff. I would really prefer to do only phone sex domination to or phone domination to sissies and cross-dressers, and not include them in my daily activities in my real life. Those type of individuals I've had enough of, and every single one of them that I've met either online or in person are all the same. They're all fetishists. They're all in the lifestyle for themselves, no matter how you slice it or dice it. What do they say? With them, it's like, I've heard from other dames, I'm not the only one that feels like that. So these are my views and opinions, but from what I recollect from talking to other dames about sissies and crossdressers, they all agree with me. So it's safe to say 4 out of 5 dominatrixes say, sissies are like for the pits. Nobody wants them. They're such needy individuals. Totally needy, want so much attention, and just, yeah. They're like, fuck everybody but themselves to get what they want, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm so glad my new guy is not into any of that stuff. Although we do have a little fun here and there between us personally, like spanking and this and that. But other than that, there's nothing else, and honestly, I'd rather keep it out of it. I don't want to date another submissive and vice versa. Just don't want it. My BDSM life, I'm quite content in. I do have potential submissives that have been messaging me, and I want to get to know you first before I let you in my good graces, because, I'm very hard to get along with, and I want to make sure that we're going to be a good fit, because this is not something that I do for fun. It's kind of a little bit of a lifestyle for me. So, granted, I do have fun with it, but I'd like to be compatible with a slave or a submissive who's actually going to listen to me and not to say, oh, yeah, mistress, whatever, and then go about doing whatever he feels like it, because that, to me, I will not put up with that shit. You'll be quickly dismissed if you think you're going to do that to Mistress. I've had enough of slaves and submissives topping from the bottom and not listening to me, and that's not very good behavior, and that's not very submissive-like. So, word to the wise, if you think you're going to contact me and act like that, yeah, nice try. But yeah, back to season 2. So, tonight is going to be the last night of the season 1 of the Whip Appeal show, and you're going to see a brand new season in 2023, and I'll probably start it off on most likely January 30th or one of those days. Wait, 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31. So it'll probably be either 30th or the 31st, whenever, or possibly, we'll see how whenever it falls on. But I'll be announcing, of course, and posting on Twitter and Facebook and multiple other, and Instagram, other places about when you can, be updating with the shows. But of course, now's your chance to send Mistress all those emails about questions and fetishes and how to approach a dame and what do you do as a slave or a submissive if you're trying to catch the eye of a mistress or a master for that matter. Respect is the number one thing to remember. Respect, respect, respect. If you don't know what that means, listen to the song by Aretha Franklin. Right? I think that's who sings it. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, respect. You must learn respect for your mistress or master. That's the first thing. You also must know your place. And you also have to understand protocol and the set of rules that your dominant provides for you. And if you can't do any of those things, ousted you go. So I'm just saying. I will interrupt myself today. I did go to the weed dispensary here in town. And I tried this weekly special that they have, which you get you can pick from a list of different strains or whatever. So last week I got from there, what was it? Snowcap. Pretty good, right? This time I decided to treat myself for Christmas. I got myself a half an ounce for like $100. And I got this one called the Hot Cocoa Haze. It smells like fucking hot chocolate. It's like amazing. The weed smells like chocolate. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how good this weed smells. Then when you smoke it, it's even better. Like, it's got this very, I don't know, like, the high is kind of interesting. It's very cerebral in your brain. It makes you feel like kind of uplifted and high. It's a very like a potent strain of an indica dominant hybrid, or I think it's sativa dominant hybrid. So it basically is like 65%, 35%, like however they blew out the mappage for the THC content. And I have to say, I do have a lot of neck and back pain after I had the surgery. And, of course, after my fall last month when I fell in Maine, when I was away with my boyfriend over there. And for those of you who don't know, I went to Maine last month for 10 days with my very hot young boyfriend and his family. Because his older sibling was getting married and there was a wedding. And we had gone away for a little vacation. It was kind of cool, wintry, like snow and rain and ice and just craziness, but fun at the same time. And Mistress, of course, was walking across the pathway from their house to our big tour bus that we lived in for 10 days. It was pretty cool. And how shall I say? I slipped and fell completely on my ass on the ice. And immediately all I could think of was like, oh, fuck. Because, for those who don't know, I had a spinal fusion and a decompression of my spine done about 8 months ago. So, actually 8 months ago yesterday, believe it or not. So, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yesterday, I'm 8 months post-operative, okay? I go actually back to the doctor this coming Thursday, like this coming week, to see the surgeon. I haven't been able to go see him for the past couple of months. I've been a little busy, So, with work and stuff. So, and getting a ride there, because it's really far out in Suffolk County, and I don't drive, so it's kind of difficult. And, my significant other and friends are always working, so it's hard to get somebody to drive me out there, So, excuse me, I'm pretty tired. I worked a long day today, and we had our office Christmas party last night, and I drank quite a bit at the Christmas party. I think I had about 7 Malibu Bay Breeze and smoked 2 joints with some of my coworkers. And I really wasn't even drunk. I was mostly stoned. It was pretty interesting. It's amazing how I could just be... They were amazed I could drink so much and not even be drunk. I said, well, it's like fruit juice. If I get up, I'm sure I'm not going to be able to walk straight. But, so it was kind of funny. But I had a great time with my office mates. They're absolutely hilarious. There's this one fella who works in the office who they said never participates. He's dry as a clam. He's got a dry sense of humor. And since I've been working there, I've been kind of talking to him here, and I had to work with him a couple of times that are, there. And, I don't know, we kind of have conversations about metal music. Apparently he likes metal music, and this is, a dentist that I work with. And I somehow cracked him. I broke him out of his shell. He now laughs and talks, and the other people at my party couldn't believe how him and I were sitting in the same section. Nobody else would sit with us. They all sat on the one side, so I had to sit with all the doctors, which I don't mind so much, because honestly, I'm older than most of the people I work with anyway. So, so I sat with the older doctors on the one side, and we had pretty cool, funny conversations. We were laughing, and me and this other doctor were talking about things I used to do in my 20s when I worked it the first time. It's pretty funny, actually. How I've changed throughout the years. These people know me pretty darn well, okay? They know about the radio show, and they know about me being a dominatrix, too, so there's no surprise on that. And, as a couple of the doctors are, asking me some questions, and I thought it was pretty funny. And, this, that, and everything else. And then, this morning I go into work, and I'm like, you guys all got to come in late today, and I had to be up by 8 o'clock to come in here, and I'm pretty tired after getting home at 11 last night, or 9-ish, and then kind of staying up until 11 to some degree. And so it's kind of funny, but had a great time. But everybody was proud of me that I cracked the doctor with the driest sense of humor and who never laughs or smiles. So I told them today, I said, listen, you know what I do. I can basically get any man to submit. Whether it's to me or just be nice in general. So that was kind of funny. The office was laughing about that, actually. So it's a pretty funny thing, And what's this? Somebody sent me a friend's request on Facebook. Let's see, is this what this is? Oh, who is this? Alexis Michelle. Who is this person? I think I know who she is. She looks familiar. I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. Lives in Raleigh. I don't know. I think she looks familiar. I'm gonna friend her. Oh yeah, somebody I went to school with. I'm like, she looks kind of familiar. It's funny. I'm like, who is this girl? Kind of funny stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like just to see who from my school. I went to the reunion, my 30-year reunion, in 2013, and a lot of my classmates know I'm a dominatrix, and some of them think it's cool, some of them think it's kind of weird, and then I get a couple of classmates that give me these looks from across the room, ugh. Actually, one of the stupid bitches, believe it or not, in our Facebook, there's a group page for the photographer who took the photo booth thingy there, and there's a photo of this bitch from my school looking at my business card, making a sour face, and it was caught on camera. So one of my other friends kind of approached her, and she was like, oh no, I would never do that. I'm like, bullshit, of course you did. I'm like, it was obvious. You were looking at my card, making a snickering face at me. I said, shame on you, you fucking nasty bitch. That's what I told her. Because, this is someone who I've known pretty much my middle school and high school life. And her and I really weren't friends to begin with. So let alone I gotta see this bitch all these years later, and she still is the same cunt she was back in fucking school. And, I didn't let her bother me too much, of course, but I'll tell you one thing. If I ever see her at the next reunion, oh, what do they say? Joke once, jokes on me, joke twice, jokes on you. Oh, let's just say I'm pretty ruthless at getting back at prior classmates and other people who kind of do nasty things to me. So, what do they say? Good things come to those who wait. I don't know. Maybe I'll just make a sour crack joke at her and say, yeah, I'm still doing that stuff. What do you got to say for it? Biatch. I don't know. I think people who are not into that stuff, and then they kind of see me and they judge me to begin with. They judge me in school. And then some of them think it's cool, and then some of them think I'm a fucking whack job for doing that stuff. But I say fuck it. Be who you are. Be what you want to be, and be fucking happy. And, you know, that's the whole purpose in life nowadays. To be yourself. Be your true self. The way I see it is, most dominatrixes put on a costume and pretend to be someone else, right? Or for role-playing, for instance. So, I sometimes role-play, but not really. I like to be me. The real dominatrix me. The real me that I have to kind of keep quiet most of the time during the regular work week. Because, you know, I could be rotten to some degree where I work, but not 100% myself there. But only when necessary. Like, for instance, some of my workmates sometimes like to do things that are a little not nice. I'm not going to get into it. And, you know, I feel like, okay, well, again, I'm working with a bunch of people under the age of 30. Some of them are not even 30 yet. Some of them are 30-something. Okay, maybe this is what it is. It's an age barrier. So I just leave it alone. Granted, they're wonderful people, but sometimes some of the people, I don't know, I feel that when I talk about the stuff that I do, some of them, they get, like, disgusted. Or they kind of feel like, oh, God, why do I gotta listen to this here? Then I have other ones go, ooh, tell me more. Like, tell me more what you do. So, I don't know, it's like one of the doctors last night at the Christmas party, we did like a white elephant game, right? So he gets this thing that has like batteries in it, and there's a note attached to it. So I said, what is that, an IOU? And batteries for like a possible sex toy. So one of the other doctors looks at me and goes, oh my God, you always think. I said, well, you never know what people can give you, especially during this gag type gift shit. So the doctor who was there, he goes, yeah, you know, she's right. I could get a battery-operated sex toy for all I know. He goes, I like the way she thinks. She's right on target. Like, it was pretty funny. Imagine hanging out with your co-workers, drinking and talking about battery-operated sex toys at a dinner table. It's pretty comical. Then some of them ask me questions like about, you know, being mean to like people, like you know, submissives. Like they'll ask me a question like, "What was the weirdest thing I've ever done to someone?" And when I tell them my answer, they're like, you should see their face. They're like, "Wow." and then people ask me like, do you do this sober? And I said, of course I do this sober. That's the whole point of it. It's SSC and REC. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, safe, sane, and consensuality, and REC, which is risk-aware consensual kink. So it's risky, you're aware of it, you're consenting to it, and it's kinky. Basically, that's all that sums up in a nutshell. But it is kind of funny when some of the vanilla people that I work with, well, like, they'll put their fingers in the ear and go, la, 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 because they don't want to hear, like, what I'm talking about. But now I know who I can talk about and where I can't talk about. So, and at the holiday party, the section that I was sitting in, one of the guys there was asking me some, like, funny questions, which I was laughing. It actually made my night. Pretty cool that they could let their hair down and put down the dental tools and have a decent conversation about something other than teeth or patience or whatever, you know what I mean? Or something other than health topic stuff. So it was kind of a night to hang out with your coworkers and let loose, as one would say. It was pretty funny, I have to say. So the note that came with this infamous gift says, if you come with me out to my car, I'll give you something good. So I said to the guy who got the gift, I said, wow, maybe they're going to offer you sexual services for the white Santa or white elephant gift. The doctor looks at me and shakes his head and starts laughing and goes, "You might be right. This looks like a dirty letter." Turns out, one of my other co-mates or worker mates over there got this big, a big piano that you put in the floor and you plug it in and it takes batteries and it's like a big keyboard. It's pretty cool. So the fella who got it told me he was going to take it home and roll around it on the floor. I said, well, it's kind of like Naked Twister then. And he goes, yeah, I guess, that would work. Yeah, that's like Naked Twister. So it's kind of funny. Look, I've had patients who know about me with this type of stuff ask me questions. I've had coworkers and some of the doctors there ask me some questions. People in the building know that I do this. Actually, Brimstone, my good friend, the wrestler, he has a show on Grindhouse Radio, right? And what do you know? He works in the same building I work out of. And I see him in there all the time. Matter of fact, I have to go see him probably like this week coming up. Just to say hello, Happy New Year and all that stuff. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. But, he does a podcast too, a radio show, whatever. And he's been doing it probably just as long as I've been doing mine. And he's pretty cool. You got to check his show out. It's a Grindhouse Radio. It's a Brimstone Presents Grindhouse Radio, I think it's called. So, but pretty cool. Local friend of mine who's a retired WWE superstar who's does this radio show right in the same building I work at. It's pretty awesome. So I got to see him every so often. And I'm pretty excited to go back to that metal show in Dingbatz. I haven't been to Jersey in, let's see, I think last time I went there was like 2020, and then the pandemic came, and then that was that. So I haven't been to Dingbatz in officially 2 years. So basically, I'm going to go see a bunch of my friends. I'm meeting some friends there. Unfortunately, my friend Veet said he wasn't going to be around, but I'm hoping some other people are. And it's going to be a nice, fun time. I'm going to hang out with Don Jameson and Eddie Trunk and drink and drink and drink and party. And my friends are going to meet me. That's going to be a great night. I'm going to have a lot of fun. And get to see 4 really cool bands, too. I think one of the bands is called War for the Crown. I think they're a Pantera tribute band. Which actually Pantera now has come back with a few other members. It's still Phil Anselmo and Rex, but they have, I forget who's playing drums for them, but they have Zach Wilde on guitar, which is kind of cool. And, let's see, I'm going to look it up right now. It's not the event that I'm going to. So I actually have to check in on Facebook tomorrow, which is kind of funny. Hold on. Let me see where it is. Hold on a second. So it's That's Metal Show. Where is it? Your event. Here it is. Dingbatz, Clifton, New Jersey. Okay, here it is. It has 6 Seconds to Mars, which is a Motley Crue tribute band, right? Then they also have, hold on. They have, where is it? After Forever, a Black Sabbath tribute band, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing. War for the Crown, which is a Pantera tribute band, and they have Billy Monroe and the Soul Survivors. So there's like 4 really good bands playing there tomorrow night with that metal show, guys. And of course, MistressCandy is going to be there with friends, and I'm going to have an awesome fucking night. So that's why I'm not doing the show tomorrow night, because I'm going to be out of town partying for the annual holiday bash at Dingbatz. So, and I'm, like I said, I'm pretty excited. I haven't been there in a couple of years. And it's even more exciting as I get to go with just my friends. So I'm not bringing like a slave on a leash, and I'm not bringing my boyfriend. He's actually going to stay home with his family and do some stuff, get ready for the holidays. So, I'm going to have, Mistress Candy is going to have a great night on Friday night. I'm looking so forward to going back to Dingbatz and having so much fun. So, get ready, New Jersey. Mistress Candy is coming back for round 2. I was just there in October for Edison, for Exotica. And now I'm coming back to Clifton for Dingbatz. So, it's pretty awesome. Pretty excited. I'm going to make my rounds this year, of course. And, as soon as that weather gets warm, again, Mistress is going to be strutting around town in some new wares this summer. So it's pretty cool. So if you're still interested in getting tickets for that metal show, you can go to Facebook, or you can go to thatmetalshow.com and you can buy the tickets. The admission, they're only $25 to go per ticket, and it's really, really awesome, so you don't want to miss it. It's a really good event. And pretty awesome, I have to say. I'm actually looking forward to seeing all the bands. So it's pretty awesome, So it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's tomorrow night. And then, of course, Saturday night is Christmas Eve. And where are all the ho-ho-hos going to be going? I'm sure sliding down Santa's pole. And what else? And then there's going to be little horny little elves in the Santa's wood shop playing with his wood. I'm only kidding. But I want to wish everybody who listens to my show a merry fucking kinky Christmas. And I want to wish you all a happy, healthy, kinky, dirty new year for 2023. It is going to be a great year for me. Like I said, having a great life. I'm going to be taking a little time off. I'm going to be doing season 2 at the end of January, beginning of February. So be on the lookout for season 2 of the Whip Appeal show. And I must thank our sponsors, Spunk Lube, who've been sponsoring the network for the past few years now, since 2018. 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. 4 years Spunk Lube has been sponsoring my show. And I want to thank Jeff and Spunk Lube, of course, for sponsoring us. And you guys have the best lube. Out of all the lubes I've ever tried, Spunk Lube is my absolute favorite. It is the best. It feels good. It's so much easy to clean. It's not sticky afterwards. It's awesome. And, of course, I must thank Blitzkid also for allowing me to use your song over and over again for the past, I think, 4 or 5 years now. Blitzkid has been allowing me to use She Dominates for my radio show, and it is fucking awesome and very fitting. And, of course, I'm a horror punk fan, so it's even better for me. And, I want to thank Rita Daniels, my very good friend, who's going to be joining us on our network very shortly. I want to thank her for coming on and bringing her show, The Cougar Zone, to BDSM Alive Radio Network. I want to thank Sir Lorenzo, who has been a very big help to me this year with my personal life, helping me get the show started again, helping me with a lot of stuff on social media. I want to thank Mike and Sherry from ASN. I want to thank Sean Elliott and Evan Stone and Kimmy Kaboom and all my awesome friends in the industry. I want to thank all of you, actually, because without yous, I don't know where I would be. And, of course, I want to thank my really close family and friends who helped me the most this year when I had a lot of shit going on in my personal life, and I was almost to the point of, like, not having a very good life. So, all those people, I haven't forgot about you. Chris, Eric, my other friend Chris, all my Chris friends. You know who you are, who's listening to the show. We got PG-13, we got Roach, we got fucking, who else? I'm like, wait, there's other people, I just can't think. Erica, all my wonderful Brenda, Danielle, all my wonderful friends, Erin, that helped me with a lot of shit when I was going through a very dark, tough time in my life. This time last year, actually. So I want to thank all of them, including Sir Lorenzo, like I said, because he really helped me a lot and was there for me when I had nobody. So thank you, Sir Lorenzo, for being you and my brother in BDSM, and your wonderful partner, Casey. The both of you are like my best friends. Thank you, Mistress Black Velvet, for joining the network, and I hope you're feeling better. And 2023 is going to be a new year for the BDSM Alive Radio Network. We're going to have a lot more stuff on there. Mistress may even go back to doing audios once a month, audio videos once a month. I haven't decided yet. I'm waiting till I get my furniture out of storage. I'm going to set it up in my place, and then I may go back to doing some live spankings and some other stuff, and maybe some live videos of me doing my show also. So that's something to look forward to in 2023. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that yet, but maybe by the spring or so I'm going to go back to doing some videos. I get a little bit more established and kind of get things in order. And feeling better, of course. You know, this spinal fusion I had done 8 months ago, I had some ups and downs with it. I felt great for a good couple of months, and then my neck and back started hurting me again, and then I ended up falling and kind of twisting or having a herniated disc in my lower lumbars now in my back. So I really haven't been going to the gym because I've been kind of, in agony. I mean, I've been working out here with dumbbells and maintaining a physique, but, it's a lot when you're, like working full time and really don't have time to go to the gym. But anyway, I want to thank you for listening to my little broadcast this evening, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Looking forward to starting a new season in 2023. And, if it wouldn't be for you, the fans, I don't know where I would be. Continue my awesome downloads. I had 1,000 downloads this week for my show, and thank you very, very much, I have to say. You can follow me on Twitter at MistressCandy69, at BDSM Alive Radio Network on Twitter, and at The Whip Appeal Show. You could also follow me on Facebook under BDSM Alive Radio, MistressCandy69, and The Whip Appeal Show on Facebook. You could also follow me on Instagram under The Real Mistress C69, at The Real Mistress Candy69, and at The Whip Appeal Show. So there's several places to follow Mistress. You can also stay up to date with us or up with me in the network at www.bdsmaliveradio.com. And then you could also visit me personally on the net at www.MistressCandy69.net. And you could also see me live on webcam on certain days of the week, probably like Fridays and Saturday nights, but it won't be until after the New Year's. I'll be on more consecutively. At www.streammatemodels.com/MistressCandy69, and I'm also listed on Night Flirt under the same name. And TalkToMe.com, I'm listed as Mistress Mystery. I had to change my name a while back, and but I like that name. You know why? I'm very mysterious. I'm a very big Danzig fan, and in his Verotica movie, one of his characters is Mystery Girl, and I kind of relate to her a little bit. So, what a perfect name, Mistress Mystery. Right under your fucking nose. I love it. So incognito and so sly and so cunning I am to change my name to something that was right under your fucking nose. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's what I have to say about that. Anyway, I am who I am, and I will never change. You don't like me? Kiss my lily white ass. On that note, have a happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and thanks for listening to my little Christmas broadcast tonight. And again, you will see me back on the airwaves in the new season, which is season 2 in 2023. So thank you for listening and have a great night, everybody. And behave yourselves, because Santa is coming in the next couple of days and somebody's going to be on the naughty list.
Take control of this begun. You rule this moment, what may come. I like this thing I am whenever you are near. There is no resistance here. She dominates, I need some pleasure with my pain. She dominates, abuse me with leather whips and chains. She dominates, brings me to a bleeding cry. Break the skin and tantalize. I need some pleasure with my pain.
You're listening to the Whip Appeal Show, hosted by Mistress Candy 69 from the BDSM Alive Radio Network.